Hello, I'm Chuck Phillip, and welcome to another edition of Southern Home Talk. Welcome to another MacGyver edition of Southern Home Talk. At least that's what I think I am, but it's probably going to be more of a jackleg edition because this is the first time I ever had to deal with this sort of issue, and I had to get a little bit creative on how to deal with it. And basically what I'm dealing with is a front-loading wash machine that's about 15 years old. It's been a good one. It's a Bosch, and so. Basically, this thing has locked me out of my laundry. I can't open the door, and I've tried resetting it, and it even says there, door cannot be opened, water level too high. And so, rather than taking the machine apart, I'm just going to go ahead and try to drain this thing. And so, what I did is I took a paint pan and had to modify it some. I had to take that grinder there and cut out the back part, and so it could be lowered to the back part of the machine or the front part. Now I had a panel in front of this, and yours might have that too. It's that gray panel over there, and so that just simply snapped off. Now every wash machine is probably going to be different to some degree. If you got a GE, it might be different than this one here. But I am going to go to a top-loading wash machine. I actually looked at reviews on that, and they got some pretty good top loaders now. They really do have some good ones out there. And so I think I'm going to do that for several different reasons other than not wanting to get locked out of my laundry. And so what I did, these are some pliers I considered using and decided to go with another pair of vice grips than what's down there. And the reason for that is so I don't have to keep trying to find the handle to it. I can just clamp onto it and pull it out as it comes out. And so the backup plan is to take this shop vac, and after I pull that plug out, then I'll be vacuuming out the water as it comes into the pan. And so you would think that they would put a better drain system on this than what they have, but this is just what it is. And so I'm going to deal with it. So let's cross the fingers and hope it works out, and hope I don't make a huge mess in here trying to do this. I did put a towel back there to kind of catch any water that may get past it, so hopefully that will work out as well too. So let's just see what happens with this. I'm gonna get my vacuum cleaner ready to go. So that water's gonna be coming out. Hope it don't splash out of there. That's a possibility as well. In fact, I probably ought to take a different towel. I think I better do that. But just in case that happens, so I'm gonna have a backup towel here just to be safe. Hose in hand. Okay. Now, one thing that may have messed up this darn thing is I've had to clean this drain out before. There was some change in there, and I think that was the culprit the last time. But just know this as well. It's a crime to wash money. It's called money laundering. And so, hopefully they don't get reported. But anyway, I think the change is what messed it up. So there's things that can get past the filter system in the side of the tub and make its way down to the drain. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see what's actually in this thing too. I'm hoping I'm able to get a little more service life out of this before I have to replace it. But let's just see. Anyway, let's get back to doing this. So let's see here. Just going to allow me to do that. I'm going to go ahead and start the... Apologize for the noise, guys, but I'm going to have to turn it on. Alright, well, it looks like I might have gotten a little bit lucky with that, but it may let me open the door now, so let's see if it'll let me do that. It may have already done it. Let's see. Yep. So I was able to finally open the door, by getting the water level down by draining it at the front. So I'm going to go ahead and get the laundry out of there, and I guess take it out on the deck and lay it over the railing and try to run another cycle. Plus I'm going to try to clean out this drain a little bit better as well. So, there's no telling what all's in that thing. It's I've had to clean it out before, like I said earlier, and there's just no telling what could be in. I'm going to turn the thing off. There we go. Because I don't want to get locked out of it again. That would really suck. All right, well, I wasn't going to do this, but I figured I should, you know, so that way you can kind of sort of see how all this ended up. Basically, it worked out okay. I mean, I didn't make too big a mess doing this. And so I figured I'd let you know what was used to do this. I think I went over a little bit that earlier, but you can actually see it better now that I have it all apart. I basically just took a plastic tub and put some tape around it so it wouldn't crack. It's kind of brittle. But that's another good reason to save some of these empty jugs around the house, because you never know when you might need them. I intended on using this here, which is an old water bottle, and that probably would have worked out okay to slid over that like that right there. And so I took a grinder right there and cut the back of this off because I had to, you know, make this lower since it was so low at the front of the machine. And so this was what was actually in there, a sock. So I don't know how in the world that got in there, but it did. And so I had to take a pair of pliers and pull it out like that. It was kind of like a plug. So this went on the back side of this. And so I had this going through this here so I could unscrew it without having to, you know, do two things at once, slip this on and unscrew it at the same time. But this probably would have worked out through this as well, you know, where you could have unscrewed it through this. In fact, that may have even worked out better. But anyway, it still worked out either way. And I used just a regular pocket knife right there to cut this up. And so, yeah, this is the second time I've had to deal with this issue. And so, you know, I've been looking at reviews on wash machines, and it's kind of subjective, I guess, front loader versus top loader, but I think I am going to go with a top loader wash machine. They do make them now without the agitator in them, but hopefully I can get this one working back, and I'd like to get a little more service life out of this. Of course, it's 15 years old, so it's probably at its end of service life. But I hope this has been informative, guys. Thanks for taking the time to watch this, and just stay tuned. I'm sure I'll have another one coming out pretty soon. Take care.